Hello students, welcome to the course orientation for summer 2026. I am Dr. Claudia Mercado and I will be your instructor for your course. Now, this orientation is for my summer 1, summer 2, and summer 3 classes. Whichever summer session you are taking, this orientation applies to you. So summer 1 runs from June the 1st through July the 2nd. Summer 2 runs from July the 8th through August the 7th. And summer 3 runs from June the 1st through August the 7th. So regardless of the course you are taking, I am going to provide you with some general information about how the course is structured, how to create your Cengage account, where you find information on both Blackboard and Cengage, just general information. If at any point in time after you review my course orientation, you have any additional questions or concerns, please make sure that you do reach out to me. Okay. Now, this is all of my classes online in the summer are asynchronous courses, which means that we will not meet on any designated days. I open up all of your assignments and your resources for you, and you are responsible to complete them on that designated time frame. We do have deadlines, okay? So not because we're not attending class does not mean we don't have deadlines. We have weekly deadlines that we have to adhere to. I will provide you with the lectures, the assignment links, PowerPoints, anything that you need to be successful in the course, and you work on it during your time, whether it be early in the morning, during lunch, after work, whatever works for your schedule. But you do need to adhere to the established deadlines. So there's a lot of pros and cons for asynchronous courses. During the summer or just in a general regular semester, a lot of students nowadays work. So these types of courses allow students to be able to complete their assignments or their coursework with no time constraint that they have to attend class on specific dates or times. So asynchronous courses provide flexibility. Students can engage in their courses whenever and however they want. Students with demanding circumstances such as 2 or 3 jobs, having children, aging parents, ill spouses, or anything of that nature, this types of courses allows them to be able to complete their coursework and continue with their education. Some cons for asynchronous courses are sometimes students find it difficult to engage due to the sense of distance that comes with the courses. But just know that whenever you have any questions, I am here to assist you. You just need to reach out. Now, because it is an asynchronous course, it doesn't mean that you don't have to have communication with your peers. What I've had a lot of my students do is create WhatsApp groups, or they communicate through Pronto, and they still establish communication with each other, okay? Now, a pro of having an asynchronous course is the flexibility, but that can be a double-edged sword because with flexibility comes a higher level of personal accountability. It is your responsibility to keep up with deadlines and to meet the deadlines. You need to make sure that you have a system in place to allow you to be able to complete your coursework, okay? And sometimes when we work on group projects, which I don't believe I have any group projects this summer, but if you have to complete any assignments, we have a lot of technology nowadays, so it should not be a burden to communicate with your peers because we have just so many ways to communicate with each other. So the orientation is going to cover just a little bit about the course, the Blackboard layout, the Start Here module, the course content, messages, announcements, and gradebook. Under Cengage, what is Cengage, how to create an account in Cengage, how to access Cengage, the assignments, the gradebook, and the resources available for Cengage. If you have never used Cengage before, you will have to create a Cengage account to be able to begin working on your assignments. Now, a free trial period, I believe in the summer it's a free 1-week trial period. In a regular semester, it's a 2-week trial period. I believe it's 1 week in the summer. You do have an entire week to complete your assignments before you have to purchase it. So there is really no excuse for you not to begin to work on your assignments before you get your financial aid assistance, if you do get any financial aid. So you can be able to purchase the access to Cengage. So some background about myself. In case you don't know me, that's what I look like. I've been at STC since fall of 2014. I have a bachelor's and a master's in accounting. I have a PhD in business administration with specialization in organizational leadership. I've got over 13 years of experience in the banking sector. Prior to working in the banking sector, I used to work in the maquiladoras in Reynosa and in McAllen. So I do have work experience. And on top of this, I am a VITA volunteer. I have been a VITA volunteer with the college for 12 years. So every spring semester, I am part of that initiative. Plus, I work in a lot of other projects here at the college. So it's not just teaching. We have a variety of resources, and we participate in a lot of professional development to keep up to date with all of the advancements in the accounting sector. Okay. Now, you are going to have weekly tasks. Make sure, and I encourage for all of my students to print out a copy of the syllabus. Print it out and keep it with you, and make sure that every week as you are completing your assignments, you mark them off of your syllabus so you can make sure that you have completed all of the tasks for the week. Before you begin working on any of your assignments, please make sure to read. Reading is not optional. Reading is required. You are required to read so you can be able to have knowledge of what is it that is being explained in the chapter, and that you can apply it to the assignments that you're going to be completing. It is very difficult to understand the material if you don't read. I have provided students with PowerPoint presentations. Please make sure to utilize those to take notes as you're reading. There are some lectures posted in your courses that I've recorded. These are problems that are either important or complex in nature. So I've taken the time to record lecture videos on those, and you can find those on Blackboard. As soon as possible each week, begin working on your assignments. That way you can have enough time to complete all of your tasks. And please do not fall behind. If you encounter an emergency that's going to prevent you from completing your assignments in a timely manner, please communicate with me as soon as possible. Okay? If you have any questions about the course, please feel free to contact me. The preferred method of communication with me is Blackboard Messages. And the reason it's Blackboard Messages is because Blackboard houses all of our communications for that specific course. So I know that, for example, I always have like 4 or 5 different Juans in my classes, okay? And if a Juan sends me a message, it becomes kind of difficult to identify what class is this Juan in. So when I get a Blackboard message, then I know it's Juan from my financial accounting, or it's Juan from my introduction to accounting, so I can be able to answer appropriately, okay? For my summer 2026, my office hours are Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. It is very important. I check my emails, Pronto messages, and my Blackboard messages Monday through Friday. On the weekend, I do not review any Blackboard messages, any emails. Any correspondence received during the weekend will not be answered till the following Monday, okay? So, plan ahead. That way, if you foresee having any questions on your homework, you can be able to ask me during the Monday through Friday timeline, okay? So, that is it for this quick overview. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to jump out of here, and I am going to go into, let's go ahead and open our South Texas College webpage, okay? Okay, so we're going to go into South Texas College, and we're going to go into the course that you are having with me, okay? Now, I am not going to go over specific information specific to the course. Let me log in. I am going to just go over general information. It is your responsibility to review the syllabus carefully, okay? I'm just going to show you where to locate it, okay? So regardless of the course that you are taking in the summer, okay, I am assigned to 4 classes in the summer, different summer 1, 2, and 3, okay? But regardless of the course, the layout is the same, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose a class, okay? So that way you can see how it looks. We're just reviewing the structure. I am not going to go over the content. If you have any questions about the content, then you send me a private conversation, a private email, or a Blackboard message, okay? You will always start under the Start Here folder. In the Start Here folder, you will have the instructor and course information, okay? You'll have the information about myself, my office information. Now, during the summer, I work from home. I am not in the Pecan campus, okay? So if you do need to reach me, make sure that you send me a communication so we can establish a time limit or a time frame of when we can set up a meeting and discuss. So during the summer, I am not in the office at the Pecan campus. You just have to schedule a meeting and I'll do a virtual meeting with you. My office hours are Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Okay, so then you have a whole bunch of information about the course. You've got the grading, all of this good stuff, the timeline. All of this you can review on your own. Okay, make sure that you review all of the instructor and course information. You will also find your Concourse syllabus. Please make sure that you print it out. Okay, I'm not going to go over the syllabus information because this is for a specific class. Okay, so this is what the syllabus will look like. The syllabus will have the meeting time, the instructor information, the office hours, what you're going to learn in the class, and every course is different. Okay, you're going to have the grading criteria, the assignments, the points for each of the assignments, your textbook that you need, my expectations, the attendance policy. This is a very important section of your syllabus. It's the topic outline. Here I outline what we're going to be learning every week. These are the activities that you have to complete, and these are the assignments that you have to complete and the deadline. All of your assignments open up on a Monday and they close on a Sunday at 11 p.m. It's not 11:59 p.m. No, it's 11 p.m. So please make sure to plan accordingly. I will not reopen assignments. I will not give you extensions. So you have 7 days to work on your outline assignments. So print your syllabus. That way you know what is going to be covered. We've got general statements. We've got the AI policy. All of this good stuff is in your syllabus. Print it out and read it. Okay. And then you've got resources about technical support, policies and statements, library services, and the AI policy. All of that you can review on your own. Okay. I've got the link for the Pronto app. Please download it. It's a great tool to stay up to date. You can use this tool to send me a quick message. Now, if you have a problem with a specific problem or exercise in your homework, do not send me a Pronto message. Send me either an email or send me a Blackboard message because it's going to take me long to answer that correspondence. Pronto messages should be more kind of like yes, no, quick answer questions. Okay, if you need a thorough explanation, do not send me a Pronto message. Send me an email or a Blackboard message. Okay. After that, you're going to have an area for Cengage links. Okay. And I'll come back to that. In here, you have important information, how to create your account in Cengage, student resources. You've got a link to your ebook, to all 27 chapters, technical support, and the student dashboard. Okay, you've got that there. Now, every week you'll have your modules. So if you see here for this particular class, week 1, we're going to cover chapter 1, 2, and 3. I've got 3 different sections because we are learning 3 different chapters, okay? So you start off with chapter 1, you open it up, okay? Under the module overview, you're going to click it, okay? Very important because every semester students don't listen to my course orientation, and then at the end of the semester, they're like, Miss, I did not know you had videos. That's why it's important that you listen to my orientation, okay? So what's going to happen when you click that overview? It's going to give you an overview of the chapter, the learning objectives for the chapter, the things that you have to do, like read, review the PowerPoints, and review my lectures. Okay, and then you have a reminder of the assignments for the week. These are the 4 things that you need to complete this week. When are they due? Sunday, June the 7th at 11 p.m. Here you will find the PowerPoint presentation so you can download them. And then down here you have a video that I created that will help you understand some of the content from the chapter. Okay. Once you review all this, then you go back and you begin with the reading of the chapter. That is why it's the first thing on the list. You read the chapter, okay? And how do I read it? Once you create your Cengage account, all you have to do is click the link and it will take you to the reading, okay? So you don't have to log in or anything. You only have to create your account once, and after that, it will create the link for you, okay? It will create access to you. So you go on there and you start the assignment and you read the assignment. Now, the reading is not for a grade, but it is required so you can be able to understand the content of the chapter, okay? Once you open up You begin reading. There's a table of content, the different sections you can go to, and then the chapter overview. You can just begin from here. You start reading. Now, if you have some kind of disability or you like, for example, for me, English is not my first language. I was born in Mexico, so Spanish is my first language. If you are having issues with your, translation or whatever the case might be, we have a reader. So if you click on it.
Chapter Introduction. Learning Objectives. Careful study of this chapter should enable you to LO1 describe the purpose of account.
So as you can see, once you click the reader, it's going to read and it's going to highlight at it as it's reading. So it's a very helpful tool. That way you don't miss out on the reading if you're having any issues with the language or you just have disabilities and are having problems reading on your own. We've got the reader for you, okay? You can print a couple of pages. You can make notes as you are writing. You can make notes on your ebook and they will stay there. You have access to the full book. You have a variety of resources that you can navigate on your own, but make sure that you do read the entire chapter before you begin working on your assignments. Very important information is provided. So reading needs to happen first, okay? So this is how you access it. All you have to do is go to a link that says reading, click on it, and it will take you to Cengage. And then you have the assignments that you have to complete. You just click on the link and it will open the assignment for you. Okay, I'll cover that in a little bit, okay? But the links are there. You don't have to go anywhere looking for anything. Everything is completed. So for example, in this course, week 1, chapter 1, done. Then you go to week 1, chapter 2. You open chapter 2. You start off with the module overview, okay? And then what is chapter 2 about? I explain it here. The assignments that you have to complete, the due date, I've got the PowerPoint, and I've got the video, okay? After you complete reviewing all of that information, then you go and you read chapter 2, and then you have your 2 assignments right here, okay? Or whatever assignments that you have in your class. Every week, my modules will look the same. You've got your module overview, your reading, and your assignments below it, okay? So very easy to follow, and that is how all of the assignments are on the weeks of the exam. And this is important. So on the weeks of the exam, if you open your module overview, you will find the review for the test, okay? Very important that you review that review provided to you because I tell you exactly what's going to be on the test, okay? So make sure that you do go over the information. That information is provided under the module overview. Okay, so you click it and then you will find the review for the exams. Okay, and then you will have the link to the actual exam as well. Okay, once you're done with that, you go on to the next. Now the modules will only open the week that they're available. Okay, you cannot work ahead. In other words, you have to stick with the schedule. We work on a schedule. So make sure that you stick to that schedule. That way, you don't fall behind, but you cannot advance. You have to stay during the scheduled weeks because everything is timed, okay? So that is the layout in Blackboard, okay? You have weekly modules with content, information. You have your PowerPoints in there. You've got videos, very easy to follow, okay? Now, that is how it is here. You are going to have your gradebook tab. My Blackboard will look a little bit different than yours because I am an instructor, but you will have a gradebook tab that's going to keep track of all of your grades, okay? Discussions, we don't have any discussions in this class, so you don't have to worry about it. Messages is where if you have any questions, you can message me. This is the primary way that I recommend students communicate with me, through Blackboard messages. You just create a new message. You find my name, okay? Or you can communicate with your peers. You just find their name, whoever they are, okay? And then you type the message down here. And then you can just click the send, okay? So easy as that. So this is the preferred method to communicate with me. And then announcements will be posted every week. You will see announcement posts. I post maybe 1 or 2 announcements depending on the week. Make sure that you do read any announcements. I provide weekly reminders of the deadlines. That way you do not forget what needs to happen that particular week, okay? So in Blackboard, the only thing that you have to worry about are the announcements, okay? And I've got some announcements scheduled already. Your grade book, okay? You're going to have the grades for the different students. Okay, well, only for you. I have all of the students, right? So you're going to have your grades and then your messages. That's where you create messages either to myself or to your peers, okay? So that's about all that there is to Blackboard. The majority of the information is found under the Content tab. That is where you find your links. You're going to have your modules and then your links to all of the assignments or whatever it is that you need to complete for that week, okay? So now that we have that, we can move on for the next section. I don't want to take too much of your time, so I'm just going to go briefly through it. Now, unfortunately, I cannot show you how to create an account in Cengage because I have instructor access, okay? But there is a video under Cengage links. If you go to Cengage links, there's a video titled Getting Started, Account Registration and eTextbook Access, okay? I'm going to play this video. I believe it's 2 minutes long, so please watch it so you can see how easy it is to create your account, okay? Let's go ahead and hit play here. We're going to click the link. It's going to take us over here, and then we're going to watch the video.
It's the start of the semester. Let's get you access to your course. First, you'll need to go to your campus learning management system. It could be Blackboard, Brightspace, Canvas, or Moodle, and log in with your username and password. You'll also want to allow pop-ups, or you won't be able to access the Cengage content that's to come. Once you've logged in and clicked on your course, you'll see it includes a combination of links to content provided by your instructor and Cengage. Click any link to Cengage content to continue the registration process. Not sure where to click? Ask your instructor or try a few links. You'll know you've clicked the right one when you see the Cengage login screen. If you have an existing Cengage account, sign in. You might already have a Cengage account if you've used MindTap, Cengage Now V2, OWL V2, SAM, WebAssign, or another Cengage platform in a different course. New to Cengage? Start by creating an account. We highly recommend using your school email address to register. To verify your account, open the Welcome to Cengage email that was sent to your email account and click Activate Cengage Account to set up your password and complete registration. You now have access to your eTextbook. Need help? We're available 24/7. You can reach us by live chat, phone, or on social media. Check out our support site at support.cengage.com for helpful articles and answers to frequently asked questions. Here's to a successful semester. You've got this.
Okay, so that is exactly how you create it. It's a very easy process. If you've already created an account in Cengage, then you just have to log in. If not, you create a new account. Now, the first time that you have to create an account, basically you just go to any of the links. For example, here, you can select any of the items that have the little circular symbol going around. That means that it is a Cengage link. You click on it and then you will be prompted to create your account. Make sure that you do have an email that you use because you will be having to validate that email to be able to access the course. So make sure that the email that you use is a active email that you can access, okay? So once you set up your account, then from that point forward, the system's going to know it's you. And then you just click on the links and it will take you to wherever it is that you need to go, whether it be the homework, the Cengage tutorial, the quizzes, the study plans, whatever it is that you have to complete, okay? The exams. So if it has a link, if it has this circular thing, it means it's a Cengage link. You just click on it and it will take you out. Very important to allow your pop-ups, okay? Pop-ups need to be enabled. If your pop-ups are not enabled, then Cengage will not be able to take you or Blackboard will not be able to redirect you to the Cengage webpage. So it is important that your pop-ups are enabled. Super important. Constant question that students always have, Miss, it won't work. Are your pop-ups enabled? They have to be for the links to work, okay? So that video is posted there under the Cengage links. You can watch it as many times as you need to, the Getting Started video. There's also some another link here, student resources, okay? And over here we select that we are from the United States, okay? And then you've got videos about how to complete different tasks, how to use Cengage Now. It has very useful resources, okay? So make sure that you also review this. We have a quick start guide that basically explains how to create your Cengage account in writing, okay? So there's a lot of resources that are available for you here, so you can actually also review, okay? So that is how you create your Cengage account. If you have any questions, you can contact myself or the Cengage support team. Now, having said that, if you are having issues creating your account, and I'm talking to my students that use a MacBook, okay? It always happens every semester. For some reason, students that use Apple devices have issues with Cengage. If you have an Apple device and it's giving you some kind of weird error message, do not contact me. Okay, I know nothing about computers, guys, okay? So you need to contact Cengage support because they're going to go into your computer and work their magic and make it work, okay? So if you have a Mac computer and you're having issues, you need to contact Cengage support directly. Now let me see. Cengage support phone number. And this is the Cengage support number. It's 1-800-354-9706. You can do that. Give them a call, tell them what the issue is, and then they will go ahead and assist you. Okay, so keep that phone number handy. Okay, so that is how it's going to work. Okay, now that we have created our account, based on the video that we watched, I've already showed you how to access it through the links. You just click on any of those links and it will take you to the assignments. Okay, you just click on it. Now we can actually look at Cengage. How does it look? Okay, now before that, I do want to show you how my videos look. Okay, now my videos, like I said, I've selected videos depending, or like problems based on how complex they are, or if these are problems that you're going to see maybe on your exams. So my videos are a lot longer than Cengage. Cengage has some show me how videos that we'll see in a bit. Now, those show me how videos are 3, 4, 5 minutes in length. My videos are 30 minutes, 45 minutes, even an hour long because I really cover the content, okay? So let me show you, for example, this video.
Hello students, welcome back. This is Dr. Mercado.
Okay, so this video is almost 38 minutes long, okay? And I cover a specific problem. But before I cover the problem, I go over some information about the chapter, and then I help complete the problem, okay? So it's a fairly long...
Which account would be affected from the accounting equation?
So it's a fairly long video, okay? But I show you step by step how to complete this long problem. Okay, this is problem 498. Okay, so make sure that you use this as a resource to be able to complete your assignments and better understand the content of the chapter. I don't cover everything, but I do select pieces of information that I think are critical to each of the chapters. So I would highly encourage that you watch these videos. Okay, I've had students question, for example, Miss, I'm having questions on problem 4.9. Well, have you watched the video? Well, no, Miss. Well, go back and watch it. It's there. It took me 40 minutes to explain this. Go watch the 40-minute video. And if after you watch the video, you have a specific question, then I will help you address it. But if there's a video to it, then you should be watching the video. Okay? So make sure that you do take advantage of these videos if they're available in your courses, because that's me speaking. That is me solving a problem step by step. Okay. Okay. Now, having said that, I'm already at 30-minute mark and I want to cut this a little bit short because I know you all don't like listening to me that much. So let's do the last and final thing, okay? So let's go ahead and let's select, it doesn't really matter what chapter. The reading I've already covered. It opens up the chapter for you, okay? Now, some courses have study plans, other courses have quizzes, and I'll go to an assignment that has a quiz, okay? The study plan, you basically open it up, and the study plan is customizable to each student. Now, before I even go there, Cengage is the learning platform that we use to complete our assignments, okay? So it is linked to Blackboard, okay? So that is where the majority of your assignments will be completed, okay? It's a live interaction with problems. They're algorithmic problems. You're going to be able to check your work as you're completing your homework. You're going to be able to get feedback. In order for all of this magic to happen, you need to work on the assignment. If you don't work on the assignment, no feedback will be provided, okay? So the study plan is going to assess what you know based on your reading. By now, you should have read the chapter, okay? You're going to have a pre-assessment. You're going to complete a pre-test. Based on your responses on the pre-test, it is going to create a learning, activities to strengthen the areas that you were lacking. So it is customizable to each student based on the responses, and then it's going to it's a study plan, so it's going to help you study the areas that you're struggling with, and then you're going to take a post-test, okay? So that is how it looks, okay? So you're going to go through a series of questions, and then you're going to go ahead and submit it, and based on that, it's going to evaluate your performance and help you study those areas, okay? Okay, so that is how it looks, okay? The homeworks. Now, these I do want to go over because everybody has homework. And I don't give you homework because I hate you. No, I give you homework because I want you to learn. And in accounting, the only way that you are going to learn is by doing it. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it, okay? So, regardless of the course that you're in, your homework will look something like this, okay? You're going to go ahead and start the assignment. For your homework, you will have 2 attempts, okay? 2 attempts. I always keep the highest grade. Now, if you look down here where it says check my work, depending on the course, you will have different check my works amounts, or depending on the assignment. Some projects are very big, so I give more check my works, okay? Always make sure that you review the information down here. It says you have 5 check my works. So what does that tell you? It tells you that you have 5 tries to complete the problem, okay? So let's say, for example, I am doing this problem and I have not read. I do not know how to do this, so I answer the questions, okay? And, okay, so I've answered the questions to the best of my ability, and then I do check my work. You see? And then it tells me I got them all wrong, okay? And then it gives me some feedback here. Make sure that you follow the accounting equation, okay? So I'm like, well, I really don't understand this. There's resources. If you hover over the ebook, it's going to take you to the section of the book that covers this specific problem. That way you can focus on that specific area of the book that you need to address the question. So that section deals with the accounting equation. So your task is to go back and reread this section, look at the examples, okay? And it's basically just this because we're doing the accounting equation. So you're going to review all of this information, and then you're going to go back and you're going to give it a try again. But before you give it a try, let's watch this Show Me How video, okay? If a Show Me How video is available, you'll have a link.
In this video, we will solve for the missing number in the accounting equation. The accounting equation is assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. In the first set of numbers, we will solve for assets. We can do that by adding the liabilities of $14,000 plus the owner's equity of $16,000. $14,000 plus $16,000 gives us assets of $30,000.
Okay, so you can watch the video in its entirety so you can be able to learn how to complete the problem. Once you are done with that, then I'm going to go back and make my revisions. Now, I'm terrible with math, so I'm going to use my calculator, okay? So let's revise the problem, okay? Okay, so then let's change it up. And let's see. Okay, on the second one, I'm going to make a mistake. I'm gonna make another mistake just so you can see, okay, how it works, okay? And then this one would be 9,000. So I've made my revisions. If you see, I have 4 check my works remaining. So let me check my work again, okay? So now I have fixed the first one and I have fixed the third one. I have 3 more check my works. Okay, so now I know, oh, I made a mistake here. Let me go back and fix it, okay? So that means that this number needs to be 13,000, okay? So I go ahead and I check my work again. And voila, I've got all of the 3 items with the check mark. That means I am done, okay? Now that I am done with this section, I am ready to move on. And if you can see here, I've got a little green arrow that says I got all of it correct. Then I move on to the next section, okay? There are different problems, different instructions. You just need to complete it. You will have access to the ebook. So this particular problem deals with 2 learning objectives, 3 and 4. There's a video. You click on the video, okay? And the video is going to explain the problem. Okay.
In this Excel online spreadsheet, formulas are entered in rows 50.
Okay, so you take the time and you watch the video. Now, very important, watching the video does not replace you reading. You need to first read and then watch the video, okay? And then complete the problem and then enter the transactions as they are, okay? Remember, you have 5 check your works, okay? My recommendation is that you complete the entire problem and then you check your work. That way you can see all of the errors that you made, everything that you got correct, and that way you can only focus on correcting the mistakes that you made, okay? So that is how it works. Every problem will have the ebook access here. Just click on it. If a video is available, not all of the problems have video. Some of them do not. So that one you have to figure out on your own based on the readings, okay? And then you will have access to printing the problem if you want to work on it like on paper and then transfer the information over, okay? When you are done completing all of your exercises, okay, then you can submit it. Now, let's assume that I am working on the homework, right? And then my child wants dinner, okay? So my child wants dinner and I am in the middle of the homework. What do? Well, then you come down here and you have a button that says save and exit. What this button does, it saves your work, okay? And then you can reopen it again and then you can proceed to completing the rest of the problem. Let's say, for example, I'm working out this problem and I think I'm confident I have it right, yet the system is counting it wrong. And I want to show you that. You have an option here to email the instructor. If you email me, I am going to get a link with a visual representation of your problem so I can see what is it that you have, the information, and then I can be able to provide guidance. This is wonderful for me because I get to see what you're seeing. All of the problems are algorithmic, which means every student has a different problem. So when students have a question, they have to either send me a screenshot of their work or send me the email instructor link here so I can be able to access your work, okay? So if you want to share a problem with me, you can type up a message on the email and say, I'm having problems with this. The system's marking it wrong, but this is what I'm doing. This is my formula. Then I will respond. Very important. When you email me, I will get an email at my STC email. When I reply, I'm going to reply to the email that you set up. And I've had in the past some students tell me, Miss, you never answered my message. Oh, yes, I did. I'm very good at answering messages. The problem was that the student was using an email that they never check or they never use. So they never, got my email because they never checked their email. So please make sure that when you set up your account, you use an email that you are always checking. That way, if I respond, I don't have an option to select what email to send it to. The email that generated it, it's just going to automatically hit a reply to that email. So make sure that you set up an email that you monitor, okay? So you have access to email me. You have access to save and exit. Now, assuming, because I am not going to do all of the homework for you, assuming you are done with all of your homework and you are ready to submit, you hit Submit Assignment for Grading. Now, if I do it, it's going to give me a warning. And it's giving me a warning because I have unanswered questions. If you don't have any unanswered questions, you won't get the warning. I'm getting the warning because it's letting me know I'm not done, okay? So at this case, I can continue back to the assignment or I can submit for grading. Just be very careful because I've had students, Miss, I completed 50% of the problems, but I don't get the feedback. If you didn't complete that specific problem, there will be no feedback for that specific problem. So it's important that you attempt all of your problems, okay? So assuming I am done, I'm going to submit for grading and it will automatically give you your grade, okay? I got an 11.11% on this assignment, okay? It also tells you that you have one more try, one more attempt. Remember, I always keep the highest grade earned, okay? Then you can go back here and view the assignment results and go to the assignment summary, okay? And the grade will automatically populate in your grade book, okay? So that is how the homework looks. Let me go ahead and click here, the video. So let me just go back into the homework just so we can see the resources that are available, okay? So to recap, when you click on your homework, regardless of the class that you're in, you will have access to the ebook, the video, if applicable, and printing the problem, okay? And then down here, you're going to have access to email the instructor. You can save and exit your work, and then once you're done, you submit it for grading. Down here, it's going to tell you on the left-hand side bottom, it's going to tell you that how many check your works you have. Once they are depleted, you cannot make any more changes. The information will stay as is, okay? So very important that you monitor your check your works remaining, okay? So these are the problems. You can toggle through them, skip them. Once they're complete, a green check mark will appear, okay? So that is how you do your assignments. Now let me exit here. Which one is this one? Introduction to Accounting. Okay, let me go into another course. So that particular course had study plans. Now this is Principles of Financial Accounting. This layout is the same. This is a different course. You see, here we have the module overview, the reading. But in this class, we have a quiz, okay? If you click the link to the quiz will open. Now, for those classes that have quizzes, the quizzes are timed. Look at your syllabus. Okay, so and the instructions to the quiz, it tells you this is your first take. You are limited to 2. You have 1 hour to complete the quiz. It is timed. Once you open the assignment, you have to complete it. You cannot save your work. Okay, you cannot save your work. So make sure that when you are taking your quizzes, that you have enough time to complete the quiz. Okay, once you're ready to begin, you start the test. And the quizzes are basically terminology based, okay? You just answer the questions, whatever the case might be. And I'm just going to answer 2 or 3. I don't even know whether they're right or wrong, okay? Just so you can see, okay? And you answer all of them. And then once you're done with all of the questions, you have the option to email the instructor, okay? Or you have the option to submit for grading. Okay, and then you basically do, those are the only 2 options you have. If you are working on the test and the hour passes, the hour has expired, the test will submit automatically, okay? So when you submit the test for grading, once again, I am getting the warning because I didn't finish the whole test. I submit for grading and I got a big fat 0, okay? The grade is automatically populated. You can go view the test results. And then you study some more and you have 1 more try to complete the exam, okay? So that is how the quizzes are structured. In Cengage, you will have a tab for your assignments that will list all of the assignments. You're going to have a tab for your gradebook, okay, specific to you. And then you have your study tools. These are additional resources that you have to study the content in the chapter. You've got access to the study plans, the ebook, the e-textbook, and Office 365. Those resources are available to all students, okay? So that is the 3 tabs that you're going to be looking at: assignments, gradebook, and study plans in Cengage, okay? So that is how my courses are structured in Blackboard and in Cengage. Very easy to create your account. You just go in there, find a link, click on it, and it's going to take you to the setup process. Once you set it up and confirm it, validate your account, then you will have access to the account. Make sure that you do have your pop-ups enabled, and then you can begin working on your assignments from day number 1, okay? Now, the cost, let me see if I can, let me see if it'll take me to like the preview of the course. Okay, let me see. Let me see if this works. I haven't tried it. Okay, so let's go to the quiz. Okay, so I'm clicking the quiz. It's going to tell me to launch it. I'm going to launch it. Let's see if it allows me to do it. Okay, it's loading. Okay, so it's welcoming me to Cengage. This is good. It's telling me the payment is required. This is the book that we're using. It's a 17th edition. Now in here, if you have purchased the access code from the bookstore, you will enter your access code here. Okay. If you have already paid for your subscription, you do continue. If you want to use your temporary access, which is the free access, then you click temporary access, okay? That will give you the free access for 1 week, okay? And then every time until you purchase the Cengage, it's going to ask you for that information. So every time you click on a link, until you pay for it, it's going to take you here. It's going to take you to the default web landing page where it's reminding you that you need to remit payment. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so it will take you here, reminding you payment is required to access it. If you are accessing through the temporary access, you will be using it through here. Okay, now if you do continue, I want to see if it gives you the pricing. That way I can share that with you. Yes, we do. Okay, so we have pricings. You can just buy the textbook or the resources for a class for $168. Or you can buy the Cengage Unlimited Access, which is what I recommend, okay? So, for example, here we're doing principles. These are the different courses. You would select the course that you're in, and we're doing whether it be a single term or a multi-term, okay? For a single term, in this case, for a 1-month term, it's $170, okay? Now that's going to give you access to unlimited classes. If you're taking multiple classes using Cengage, let's say you're taking financial accounting, introduction to accounting, payroll, business principles, or whatever the case might be, and they're using Cengage, you just have to pay one fee of $170, and that will cover you for a 4-month period. If you know that you are going to be taking classes the entire year using Cengage, then you have a 12-month access. That is going to give you access to spring, summer, and fall for all the entire year for $244.99. Okay, so it is up to the student for them to choose the option that works for them, either 1 term or 2 terms. Okay, so this is the pricing for the material. Okay, so if you do a 1 term, it's going to be $169.99. And that will give you access to as many classes and resources available for any courses you're taking. There are Cengage courses, okay? So I just wanted to show you the pricing. That way you can see how much it is and then how is it to pay it. So once you are ready, you've made a decision, then you click the Buy Cengage Unlimited. And then it's going to ask you for your debit card, credit card information, okay? And then you're going to check out, okay? So that is how you access Cengage and how do you pay for your subscription. Okay. So I hope that I have addressed most of your questions. Please make sure that you complete during week 1. You have that syllabus and course orientation quiz that is for attendance purposes. Make sure that you complete it. It should take you no more than 5 minutes to do. And make sure that you begin working on all of your assignments for that week 1. Okay. Print out your syllabus. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact me. I am available to assist you as soon as possible. You send me a message and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Okay. I want to wish you all a fabulous semester. Like I said, questions, concerns, I have office hours, schedule meetings with me, reach out to me so we can clarify those and you do not fall behind. So I'm wishing all of you a wonderful summer session, and until next time, have a good time. Bye-bye.